What's up, guys? Well, I got a couple updates for you, and here it goes. See to pee. I have a truck update, I have a Gus update, and I have a quick story on renewing my carry permit. So first, since we're in the driveway here, I figured I'd show you the truck. Sadly, it's been sitting for probably a month and a half. As you guys know, last update I was talking about how I had a leak in one of the gas tanks, my spare gas tank, which I still want to fix, but it's not going to happen until probably next spring or next summer. It's not a necessity, it's just something I want. But the reason it's been sitting is because I have some brake issues. I have a leak in my brake lines. So, you know, the brakes themselves have been super spongy. It's been sketchy. I did use it a couple times with the leak because I thought it was a slower leak than it was. I just kept, filling up the brake fluid, but now it's at the point where it's too dangerous to drive it. I can't really stop. That's kind of an important part of driving, right? So unfortunately, it has been sitting and it's dirty, and I wanted to do some things before winter hits, which I might still have time to do. I definitely have to fix it because I need this to get around in the winter. Those days that are just nasty, or if I have to leave for something that's important and they didn't get to plow the roads yet, this has been a godsend. It gets me wherever I need to go. It's been awesome. Knock on wood. I've had it for a few years now, and I love it. I absolutely love the truck, but it's just been kind of just sitting. Of course, the battery died because it has been sitting. I do start it occasionally, but I have a cheap Walmart battery in here, which is about a year old now, and from what I understand, I get about 2 years on those. But I did use a little jump pack that I usually keep in my car to jump it the other day, just to get it running, get the fluids going a little bit. But this is, unfortunately, will have to be towed, to get the brakes fixed. It'll probably need new lines, I would imagine. Doesn't make too much sense to just patch up the line. I'd probably just have to replace them, which will it might be expensive. I don't know. I think sometimes they have those pre-bent kits, whole brake lines that are just pre-bent. You just install them. But we will see. And then, of course, the brakes will have to be bled again. But that's pretty much all that's wrong with it. I might need a new battery just because the cheap one's just been sitting and drained. But who knows? I'll let you guys know once this is back up and running. What I wanted to do... Gus is so good. He's just sitting here waiting for me, right? You a good boy? Yeah, up the hiney's going. He's rattling his tail. That's how you know he's excited. He gets a little, little butt rattle. Right? You a good boy? Yeah? Like the pumpkin? The horseshoe pumpkin? Halloween is here. I did decorate, and I will do a video on the Halloween decorations. Some people were asking about that. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. What was I talking about besides truck? Oh yeah, I was talking about the rust on the truck. There's obviously some rust issues in the rockers. Wheel well, not as important, but the rockers, the corners of the doors, that has to be addressed. And I want to do it before winter. I wanted to at least scrub it down as much as possible and maybe Bondo it. Obviously, I want metal work done, but that's all money. And you have to prioritize everything. Important stuff first. It'll get through the winter with rust. I just don't like it. And it'll get much worse driving around with the salty roads and whatnot. So we'll see. We'll see. I'll do whatever I can do. But that's it for the truck for now. I'm going to go into the porch so I can sit down and talk about Gus. Give you a Gus update. All right. And then we'll talk about my renewing my permit, which I did today. All right. So I'm in the porch now. It felt like it was going to rain. Plus, this way I can talk to you face to face. So, Gus update. He is taking some pills as well as a new... This is a probiotic. Just like people, probiotic helps, with digestion and stuff. It's just a lot of little bacteria that's in there that's breaking down food. This is what it's supposed to do. That's a pill I have to break open and sprinkle on his food. Also, these pills he's taking, this is budesonide? Budesonide? I don't know, something like that. This one he takes once a day. I have to trick him, unfortunately. He has to take the pill. If I put it in his mouth, he just spits it out, of course, because it just tastes like a pill. So what I do is I grab 2 pieces of his dog food, I give him a piece of dog food, then I give him the pill, and before he realizes it's a pill, I give him another piece of dog food, and he swallows the whole thing. But what that is actually, from what I understand, it's a very common medicine for people with Crohn's disease. Similar issues. It's actually a really interesting story The company that I got these from, because this is a very expensive medicine, and the vet basically told me that here's a company that kind of deals direct with the customer, because if I went to the pharmacy, it would have been, I think, $250 or something for a month's supply, and that was not even a regular dosage, but the dosage that he gets would have been even more, maybe $300 a month. That's expensive. This was $100 for 60 caps, or 60 dosage, since he takes one a day. So that's 2 months for $100. So it was cheaper, but it was really weird because I couldn't just order direct. Like, the vet had to contact them, and they said that they would contact me. And I'm like, what does that mean? They're like, oh, well, they'll call you in the next couple of days. Like some kind of like weird underground pharmaceutical thing. I really don't know. It's a legit company. I looked into it afterwards, but the whole process is really strange. I had to wait. I never got a call. I got an email confirmation, and then I paid directly through them, and then they shipped it, and it was just really strange. But it was cheaper, which was good. Not cheap, just cheaper than the other option. So yeah, so he's on that medicine right now. He has, in layman's terms, bubble gut. Basically just some digestive problems. The gaining the weight is good, that's positive. He's looking more normal. He doesn't have any spine showing or anything. He's getting quite chubby, which is wonderful. We want him to be chubby. Last time he was at the vet, I'm not sure what I said in the last update, but I think he was 47 pounds, which is excellent. He's supposed to be between 50 and 55 is ideal. So we're wanting to get to that range, but unfortunately he still has diarrhea pretty much every day. Every time he goes to the bathroom, it's diarrhea. I have to wipe him like a baby. He comes in, I have a whole system I do, me or Christina, and I gotta wipe his butt for him, which stinks. But I love him, so I don't mind doing it. It's just, it's annoying. Imagine, if you guys have dogs out there, you take your dog, go to the bathroom, imagine if you have to wipe his butt every time. It's kind of a nuisance. a lot of wipies. And more baths too. Because even though you're wiping them really good, you know, you gotta give him a bath every now and again, because things can accumulate, you know. So anyway, he's acting normal. It's just, you know, he's got some digestive issues, which English Bulldogs, if you know, that's what he is. I know some people from different countries, they've never seen this particular breed. So I get that question a lot. Like, if you're in the US, maybe it's totally common. Oh yeah, English Bulldog. But there are people from all around the world that watch YouTube, and there's plenty of dog breeds and animal breeds that aren't in other countries. But yeah, he is a purebred English Bulldog, and their breed has the most possible, like, health problems of all breeds. Like, there's not a dog that's sicker or possibly sicker than an English Bulldog. Pugs are up there with a lot of potential problems. But yeah, digestive issues is extremely common. It's just unfortunate. Gus is going to be 8 years old on October 29th. That is his birthday. It's also my wedding anniversary. I got married on my dog's birthday, so I would not forget my wedding anniversary. Smart, right? But yeah, he'll be 8 years old, and I think at 7, dogs are considered seniors. So he's in his senior years, and he's just dealing with old dog problems. But hopefully, you know, fingers crossed that everything will be okay. He'll probably be on medicine for the rest of his life. I'm just trying to get to a point where he doesn't have diarrhea. It can't be comfortable for him to have the squirts all the time. But we'll see. I'll give you another update in the future after another vet visit. The last time I went there, his numbers were down a little bit from where they were originally. The weight gain was good, but like just his blood work was not as good as the first time. So it's kind of sketchy right now. We just gotta see the next time I go. But we're doing everything we possibly could for him. And like I said, he's acting normal. He still eats, you know, he drinks, goes to the bathroom fine, stuff like that. It's just the wiping part is certainly a hassle. But I mean, I don't care to do it. I don't mind that kind of thing. It's just, like I said, for him, you guys know when you have diarrhea, it's not comfortable for you. And plus, I'm sure he tries to sneak by sometimes. He doesn't want me to stop him and wipe his butt for him. Maybe he's embarrassed. I don't really know. But anyway. So yeah, that's the Gus update. That's the truck update. I'm going to hopefully get the truck towed and fixed soon. Now I'm going to tell you about my carry permit. The Pennsylvania concealed carry permit is good for 5 years. I've had mine for 5 years, and I had to renew it. It's, I'll give you the shorter version of the story, because I wanted to go the other day to renew it, because I only had like 2 weeks left before it's, you know, it's expired. And I didn't want to get too close that time, because if you wait until it's expired, then you have to go through the process like in the beginning where you have to give different references, and it's kind of a pain and hassle. It takes longer. So I want to make sure to get there before that was done. However, in my county, my sheriff's office is merging into the courthouse building. So the courthouse had a big, you know, renovation, big addition put on, and now the sheriff's office is in the basement of the courthouse. Now, the first day I went, I probably should have called. I checked the website for their hours to make sure they're open, but when I arrived there was a sign on the door saying that they're closed today only. The one day I wanted to go do that. So that was a pain in the butt. And they were just literally just, you know, transferring all their stuff into new offices in the courthouse. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So the next day I called back and they said, all right, well, we're open, but I think one of the buildings got hit by lightning and their computers were down. She's like, you can come on down with the permit, you know, if you want. Like, you know, because you got to fill out the paperwork and stuff. There's a $5 fee that it has to be a check or money order, and that is for the renewal process. That's for them to look at it and see if you're eligible to renew. So she's like, you can come down and go drop off all the paperwork and stuff, but we can't take your picture because the camera isn't working, you know, to make the ID. So I'm like, all right, fine. At least I'll get the ball rolling because I didn't want it to lapse and be expired. As you guys know, I am a law-abiding citizen. I do everything I'm supposed to do. And I like carrying my gun everywhere I go, concealed, and I didn't want this to lapse, so I couldn't do that. Now, in the state of Pennsylvania, you don't need a permit to carry a gun. You can open carry with just a license, you know, just an ID. But there's some issues there. First off, when you get into your vehicle, that is considered concealed. So there's no real legal way to transport your gun in your car, loaded and everything. Because think about it, if you have an open carry, you have your gun there, it's loaded, it's on your side, that's legal, that's fine. But the second you step in your car, now it's concealed. And if you don't have a permit, you're committing a felony. So in order to go to the store and stuff, you have to drive your car, unless you're riding your bike everywhere. So that becomes a tricky situation there, and you just... I know guys that open carry. I don't know offhand who has permits for concealed or not, but yeah, when you get in your car, that's concealed. So if you ever got pulled over, you can't say, oh, I'm open carrying. No, you're not. You're concealed carrying. That's a big problem. So you have to really kind of know the laws to avoid any kind of trouble or problems. All right, I took a little break there for a second. The guy leaf blowing down the road decided to stop, and the other guy over here wants to use his chop saw. So it's just one noise after another. But anyway, he's allowed to do whatever he wants. So yeah, so I went for my permit to the courthouse, and the first time I went, I didn't have anything on me. I knew I was smart enough to leave my gun in the car, all my knives, my gear, my multi-tool, all that kind of stuff you can't have in a courthouse because they have a no weapons policy. In this particular courthouse, they have a no cell phone policy too. I want to say that's just for security reasons because cell phones all have cameras in it. Don't really know for sure, but I was not allowed my cell phone either. But the security was really, really beefed up in the place. I'm assuming because they're still doing construction, maybe the cameras are down or something. Who knows? But there was a lot of cops standing around just kind of waiting to escort people through the building who needed to be there. And that was me that day. I had been, when I first opened the door, or first, you know, rung the bell to get in, door opened, there was 3 cops standing right there. Hey, you got any phones, weapons? What are you here for? Told them, hey, I'm here for the sheriff's office. I'm, you know, renewing my carry permit. Okay, fine. I forgot the first day that I had my cell phone in my pocket, so I ended up having to bring it back to the car. It's just a zero tolerance policy there. So no cell phones, no weapons. Now the first day when I walked in there, I had my keys still, and I forgot that I had a little Spyderco. Actually, I got my keys right here. I have a little Spyderco on there. All right. Now the first day that I dropped off my paperwork and stuff, I forgot about this, but they never checked it. They let me have my keys. When I went back today, they did check the keys, and they said, there's a knife on here. You can't have any weapons in here. But the guy was really, really nice about it. He's like, look, I'm just going to write you a little receipt on the way out. Give me the receipt. I'll give you your keys back, but you can't have this. And I said, okay, that's fine. So anyway, finally got to the basement where the new sheriff's office is. It could not be more secure. Going through all that security, and obviously when the building's done, there'll be tons of electronic cameras going on and all kinds of locking doors and whatnot. But literally in the basement of the courthouse, extremely, extremely secure. I mean, it felt kind of weird going through this whole process, just getting in there. But anyway, I finally got down in the basement, and the woman that was down there was very nice behind bulletproof glass. I mean, nothing's exposed. It's pretty crazy security now compared to what it was. What it was before was basically just a building with, like, you know, like a jailhouse door type front. But once you get past that, the door's open most of the day. You could walk in wherever you want, do whatever you want. Nah, not anymore. The security is like way beefed up. But long story short, she's ready to take my picture, and they don't have a bracket yet, which is supposed to hold the thing up. So it's like the camera's on the desk taking a picture through the bulletproof glass from like waist high. So the picture of me is horrible. Here, you know what? I'll show it. Let's see, I got it in my wallet. It is. The picture is rough because, like, you know, you take the MySpace pictures and it's way up here because you always look the best from like the ceiling. You know, you don't look all fat with a big old chin and neck and stuff. This is the opposite. Taking a picture of your face from someone's waist is probably the worst angle you can possibly give. So there's the picture. Good God. Just look like a little doughboy. I know it's me. It was me today, so that's how I actually look. It'll feel nice when I lose some weight and look a little bit better. So I'm good for another 5 years. Alright, that's when this expires. They're 5-year intervals when you renew these. So now I can carry concealed, which I do anyway. Just want to, you know, keep it legal. What's interesting in Pennsylvania is that it's not a weapons permit. In some states, you can get a concealed weapons permit, which includes knives and stuff like that. This has nothing to do with anything except for firearms. So I can legally conceal firearms. It has nothing to do with knives. That's a whole different thing for Pennsylvania. But every state's different. What is nice is that this is good in multiple states. It's over a dozen different states, I believe, that the Pennsylvania permit is accepted. So I can travel other places, you know, and use this permit to conceal carry elsewhere. But of course my neighboring states, New York and New Jersey, do not accept it. And you can't really carry a gun there anyway. New Jersey is one of the worst states. New York is one of the worst states. Massachusetts, California, these are like the worst states in the country to be a gun enthusiast and want to carry, you know, a gun around. I'm not going to go into law because I don't know for sure, because I don't live in New Jersey anymore, and I never lived in New York. But it's rough. In Jersey, you have to pretty much know someone to be able to, you know, conceal carry anywhere, or just carry, period. I know you have to jump through all kinds of hoops just to be able to have a gun in your home. New York is probably the same thing. But I know New Jersey's pretty bad. I might be mistaken, but I think New Jersey is the only state where hollow points are illegal to have. You get fined per hollow point, and it is a huge, huge deal if you get caught with those, which it's just ridiculous. If you do know anything about firearms, hollow points in your carry gun is the safest ammunition you can have because you have less of a chance of it penetrating your target and hitting something that you're not intending to hit. So, in other words, if you're shooting someone to defend your life, if you have full metal jacket rounds, there's a better chance of it going right through who you're shooting, you know, through their body and into maybe someone innocent behind them or across the street. Hollow points, they do the maximum amount of damage, and that's the point. If you're shooting a person, you want to do the maximum amount of damage. I don't know any other way to think of it. People aren't taking warning shots. They're not trying to shoot people in the foot to stop them. If you have your gun pointed at a human being, it's either you or them. That has to be the situation. It's not like this iffy. There's a lot of gray areas and there's a lot of scenarios where you might pull a gun, but that's how most people think. If I'm pointing a gun at a person, it's them or me, and I'm going to try my best to make sure it's them. But that would be the most effective way to do it, is with hollow points. I don't know with Jersey what they're thinking, what the thought process is behind that. They just see things as being scary. It's just like knives. A lot of places, oh, they're scary, or oh, you shouldn't have the capability of doing this or that or whatever. Hey, you could drive a car all across the U.S., and that is a massive weapon, and a lot of people use it improperly every single day, and people die every single day, yet it's pretty easy to get a driver's license. So anyway, that is my triple update. Instead of doing individual videos for all this stuff, I figured I'd just combine it into one. My truck's broke down, my dog's sick. I guess it's time to write a country song, huh? Maybe make some money. Yeah, but pulling through for Gus, it's just kind of rocky. You know what I mean? It's not great, it's not horrible, it's somewhere in between. The truck will get fixed, it's just a matter of when. But you know, it's a time crunch. As soon as fall hits, and all of a sudden, you know, there's snow on the ground, and that's when I need it. So I'm gonna have to get working on that pretty soon. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, just my kind of life update, what's going on with me. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care.